we actually have a lot of Mortal Kombat 12 information to talk about this year that extends beyond just the trailer. And I'll cover it all, save you guys trying to look at other YouTubers and whatever. You can find a story mode cutscene. I think we might play it or I might summarize it. We'll look at this trailer first, as I typically do, although I don't have much to say about this one in all honesty. We'll also find out what the invasion mode is, and it looks kind of shit. I might show footage. I mean, the problem with that is we don't have a video for me to play on invasion mode because it is just of a YouTuber. Like you know what I'm saying? It's that Maximilian dude, and fuck that guy. We are not watching him. But yeah, I'll summarize it now. Invasion mode is like Smash Bros. World of Light, which fucking sucks. It basically, you are put against characters. Gear is definitely bad because it's all different colors. Their names are just like a generic name. So like the Tarkatan one I saw was Cannibal Warrior, which just call them Tarkatan Warriors. That hard. And then they have like whatever cameo. You get to pick whatever character, whatever cameo, you can change at any time. And yeah, you go for like different locations and stuff, but it's not free roam. It's linear. You walk to your next challenge. It's World of Light, and there are like modifiers and stuff. So not really new content. The formatting of it is much better than Towers of Time because it's not like limited time bullshit. And I don't know how long it is. It might be something that gets more stuff because they mentioned seasons. I don't know, but I don't know. I believe there's no AI fighter, so it's going to be one you're going to actually have to play through, which is probably going to be such a boring experience because they are regular fights against the AI, but with an annoying modifier. That wasn't fun in MK11, it won't be fun here now, but at least nothing seems to be like online based and whatnot, so it's structured better. That's basically what that invasion mode is. I don't like it, but it beats Towers of Time by default. Let's go into the trailer. Rulers Outlaw trailer, which I don't know why it says Rulers plural because there is only one.
Outworld can be both
Ed Boon, and I'll turn that down. Ed Boon showed the image here, the Drang logo, and it just shows Sindel's throne, so he literally just spoiled that it's going to be a Sindel reveal, so nice one, buddy. I don't get the Luca's narration, but this is cool. This starts off, and it's real cool because, and I mean, we've seen other stuff of it where there seems to be like an Outworld festival. They mentioned a tournament later on, and I assume the festival's tied to the tournament because it seems to be just like a friendly like competition, you know, just some like big event, some like celebration, or whatever, right? It's nothing serious. And I quite like that. I think that's genuinely a cool thing. It is something that makes sense for Liu Kang to change, right? Unlike most of your changes here. So it works. And I assume it won't last long. It's probably just going to be Raiden's chapter, because, by the way, the chapter system is still here. God knows why. So it's probably going to be like a chapter long, at least the actual tournament itself. I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's only a chapter long. And a theory I've seen, we'll get to it. But, you know, Goro on the drums, that's awesome, on the bongos. Because there's a photo from Day Alliance of Goro on the kit. Dude loves his drums, and this kind of justifies him being here, because I've been really critical of this guy. And I say as someone who, I see the cameos, and like, okay, the cameo's actually cool, but Goro is just weirdly the one that's like completely different. He has his stomp, but then his other two moves are like from NKX, and his fatal blow is like a Scorpion's Revenge reference. So I was like, okay, this is a classic MK1 boss, and you're not doing a nostalgia cameo. I don't get that, and I still don't. And his current model does look like shit. It looks a lot better now, but I still don't like it much. But look how happy he is, and then you see, I mean, we kind of assume this because we know the sense that Mataro and Goro on Shao Kahn's side. But yeah, the Shokan Center are at peace. That's another cool thing. It's cool to see the Centaurs back in general because they were erased by NRS for a while. And I can't really praise them much for it because it's something that shouldn't have gone in the first place. Because, like, yeah, I understand they can't put Mataro in a regular playable role, but you can show off the Centaurs. You can have a comic series to do that. So yeah, it's just despite all the changes, Outworld feels more like Outworld again because we don't have to deal with Kotal's bullshit for one. Although we'll get to Sindel. And two, I mean, the locations, they just look so nice, right? Like genuinely, and it's just such a shame that they are literally just background. There's no gameplay interactive because they look so cool, and it's such a good variety. It is cool to just see that, more of like Owl's culture or whatever, because it's just like little things and it's just good world building. Because you got the Shokan bongos, like that shit's cool. I don't know what it's people being arrested in. I guess they might be prisoners. I don't know because it's Lee May's police group, and it looks like the coppers are just wearing the same costumes. Which, if you notice with the Umgadi, they all just wear Tanya's outfit, which makes them as characters come across as really generic. And also, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of the Umgadi warriors just has Jackie's model. So it's super weird.
General Shao.
Yeah, General Shao. And by the way, they started showing him like this, and it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't look lame as fuck this game. Maybe not. Just wait.
All of Outworld is
Sindel. I cannot put myself into caring about Sindel anymore. I can't. I really can't. She seems to be good this time. We don't really have confirmation. And I'm not interested if she is because they've established this new lore stuff like Umgadi. Umgadi are these female warriors who, as children, were just abducted from their parents. So, yeah, you're abducting people to serve your armies or whatever. That's just weird. And obviously very evil. And I feel like it's something I'm not going to address. It's going to be like old Kotal's bullshit, where he does a bunch of shit, but it kind of passes off because it's a different world, or they just don't acknowledge it at all. So if this is good Sindel for shoot, I'm not interested. It's going to be like Kotal 2.0. Except not as bad. Like, come on, let's be honest, not as bad. I'm like, yeah, cool that she's good again. But again, I can't give you points for that because that's something that shouldn't have changed to begin with. And there's been a lot of story leaks. And I don't know which ones are credible anymore. We know, so there was one anonymous leaker. And he was actually credible. And that's because he leaked Jinko. And we know that leak is 100% accurate comparing the models. I might need to go back to that leak. But then a bunch of anonymous posts came. And they had no evidence. And the first batch I thought, it's the same guy. I don't know if it is. I can't remember. So I'm only going to trust the first leak now. Which established like Chronica's back. Which we know is the case now, and presumably Garrus is going to fuse with her or something to make the final boss. Cybersmoke's the last character. Oh, what a waste of a slot. And I don't know if that's the case still, even though this guy is 100% legit, because another leak that seemed quite credible. It looks like shit, but at the same time, it doesn't look like something they could fake. If that makes any sense. I don't have the image on me, but if you know, you know. And it's Cybersmoke. But he's got like the knife, he's got the same stance as Smoke, so it very much seems like an alt costume. And I think it's just a misunderstanding from the leak. It doesn't debunk them. I just think they have seen this, because we know Cybersmoke's been playtested and whatnot. And they just assumed, that's a separate character, when it's actually just an alternate costume. But I don't know. that could be copium, because having a cyborg version of Smoke just take up another slot is such an NRS thing to do. But I'm leaning towards it being Noob, and I can't remember if this was from the same guy, but because there's been so many leaks, just people just are like, my son works at NRS. I've got a lot of leaks here. It's your choice to believe me or not. And I can't remember if it was this guy, but I think it was like Hanzo is Noob, and that might be a separate one. So I'm gonna stop talking about leaks. Sindel looks Asian for once. That's a good thing. It's about face and everyone. I've been complaining about it. People have been complaining about it compared to the just a fucking Karen white woman look she had in MK11. Like, no, that's not better. It's weird. And you start to see the Sindel stands come out of the woodwork. When they see this and they're just whining out whatever, she seems fine. It seems like an automatic improvement. I cannot care. Like what they did in 11, like you can't just ignore that. You can't just expect me to believe that she's good, right? Because why would I trust them? Why would we as fans trust NRS for any story related thing at this point? It's stupid. It really is. And again, she has the 11 voice actor, which is very much a villain voice. It does not fit her.
Grateful for his service.
Like she seems like so disingenuous. And we see Shao gameplay. I could not tell you why he has an axe now. Because it's not as bad as I imagined. But that's because it literally plays just like his hammer. Meaning there was just no reason to get rid of the hammer. There are so many changes to Shao here that just fundamentally do not make sense. I get I just changing the backstories of all the characters. Those are stupid to begin with, but I get why they're doing it. At least because, it's a new timeline. That bollocks, right? But why are we changing his name, and why are we getting rid of the iconic Wrath Hammer? Like, there's just no reason to do that. Because Khan is not being used as the title for ruler anymore. They got rid of that law. So you could just make Khan his surname again. Just be normal. But no, it's General Shao. That's like his actual name on a select screen. Really dumb. We'll get to his bio. Sindel doesn't have a bio. Again, it's hard to judge her character. So I just don't care for her. I really couldn't give a toss about Sindel anymore. She needed a break, and I get she's here because of story purposes. You can't really ignore her for this sort of story. But, oh my god, I do not care. I am just so uninterested in anything they do with this character now. She needed a break. She needed a break after that bullshit. I guess trying to fix it ASAP is also a good thing, but I'm over it. Yeah, like the stuff with the hammer seems cool, but like push on the ground sounds well. You could just do that with the Wrath Hammer, because they added like little spikes to the side of it anyway. I really don't know why this isn't just the hammer, and that makes it even more annoying. Just use the hammer. Unless Reiko has a hammer, but he's seen like another knife thing. Like, because he doesn't have a hammer in the footage we've seen of him, so where would he pull the hammer from? How is that? So he probably does not have his crude hammer. Again, this isn't a good thing to do, this shit, like General Shao and whatnot. In the game that is bringing Reiko back, you are not going to make Reiko stand out at all, especially when we know he's going to be a jobber on the roster in the story mode. He's going to lose, he's not going to cry about it. He's going to be mini Shao, but like without the actual intriguing fact of like looking up to the Emperor and whatnot and be the General's, because they're both just in the army. Like, so lame. It is like a repeat character slot. There is no reason for Reiko to be here. And that saddens me to say it, because that should not be the case. And that is such a shame that Reiko's finally coming back, but this is not the saying for him. So again, like, these things are just something about, even if you like them, even if you like these changes regarding General Shao for whatever reason, fair enough, right? But they are fundamentally not for the better. I cannot see how this is beneficial at all. You are stripping away the character's iconic iconicness. Getting rid of his full name, getting rid of his hammer, blending him in with another character on the roster, Reiko. Like, no. Also, again, this seems to suggest Sindel's good. Right. Also, bit of a spoiler, he's just killing Ongari. And I believe this is the one with the Jackie model, I could be wrong. It could be because of the hair, if you use the hair, I don't know who that is. But yeah, they all have Tanya's design. He's just killing Ongari, so he's definitely going to betray them, which, I mean, isn't a surprise, but it's just weird that you'd spoil that, regardless of how obvious it was. And now we've seen the gameplay, which is more of Sindel. That's all I can really say about it. Motaro cameo, and Motaro cameo is really good. And fundamentally, it's one of the best picks they could make, because you have the whole thing of, oh, we can't make Motaro fully playable. So making him a cameo, it just makes sense. He should be a priority cameo pick. And it's in line with like classic Motaro. His design's a bit different, but I mean, it's very much like based on MK3 Motaro, which is cool. We saw he had like his classic teleport there. I think he has like a projectile thing. His third attack's something new. He makes like an anti-zoning shield, which cool. Like, this dude is going to be the anti-zoner. That's his entire goal. Like this game really said fuck zoning. I respect that. I do. I even though I feel MK11 was actually, the zoning in MK11 actually wasn't terrible. Like, there was a lot of characters with teleports and whatnot. But this will just kill anyone just focusing on just zoning, just spamming the same projectile. So that is actually one of the most appealing parts of this game to me. The fact that, zoners are going to get fucked. Sindel's getting more the same. I don't care. I really just couldn't give a toss about it. And you can use the projectiles to combo, so that's cool. You can tell they were still struggling to make him move even with him being a cameo, because look at that throw. Does not really move. He looks very stiff. He just does a single punch. So that's a really lame throw, I'll be honest, as much as I like this cameo. And his fatal blow is cooler though. And this is the tournament.
To continue the tournament that he founded with Lord Liu Kang.
Empress Sindel,
It's cool.
Let us meet your champion.
Earthrealm's champion is Raiden, Your Majesty.
By the way, because we have chapter 1 for the story, and I will cover it after this, Raiden is seen as, he's not as good as a fighter as not Liu Kang, Kung Lao, which is curious. I don't know how the shift happens to make him champion, other than, oh, he's the chosen one. I swear to God, if they make him the chosen one, I swear to God.
Is it me?
So yeah, he has the MK11 voice, which, whatever. I don't like it because it makes him like a dumb villain, but I mean, it probably fits General Shao. And I saw a bunch of Reddit posts of people going, oh my God, it's Kai. Because it's a black monk? Like, fuck off, dude. These are just NPCs.
Whom shall I face?
Who shall I face? And we finally get to see Raiden gameplay because he was just jobbing out in all the footage before. So that's funny. What happened to the quality? What happened to the quality? 360p? No. That throw is really cool, I will not lie. Raiden's game looks good, but I don't care for him because it's not funded by Raiden. It's as simple as that. Maybe he has it as a skin because his gameplay does not change at all by this law change. So if you're like, well, I like playing with Raiden, you're probably fine. It seems like, it's a good Raiden moveset. But yeah, it is lame how he's not obviously a god now. He is just Liu Kang, and him being the tournament champion, yeah, really highlights that. He is just Liu Kang. Is the same character as Liu Kang, except now it's Raiden in his place. Without a personality shift, he just has Liu Kang's personality. It is ass. It is so ass. Again, the hammer does cool stuff. And he has his telekinesis back, and I think that's neat. Again, red energy. I don't get that. They did it for Motaro, and like green, red, whatever, it works. But why has he got red energy stuff now? And it's not even like green energy is redundant in this particular game, because I know there's a lot of it with there's like Glow stuff, Jade stuff, Mataro stuff, Shao Kahn stuff. But none of them even have the green glow anymore. So now there's no one with the green glow. At least not in this game. So now having red energy is redundant. It's super weird. I don't get why they changed that. And I kind of only realised that for Shao now. He has like the magic effects of like his Dark Priest in MK11, the one that's not a Shadow Priest but looks kind of cool. Because they had like this red and black energy magic. But he did like some telekinesis, so at least that's kind of a cool there. His gameplay seems cool but just lame. Shijinko. Shijinko is the best part of this trailer, possibly of this game. So, and I presume it goes for all three moves. He just takes 3 special moves from the opponent, and that is perfect. Although the moves we see don't come across like special moves, I assume they must be. I don't know though. But just so cool. It is so cool to see. Like that's the perfect cameo. Although it makes the story cameos questionable. We'll get to that. Because a lot of the characters will get cameo forms just for the story. Basically. And a lot of the ones that are on the cameo roster are just non-canon. Right? And to my knowledge, that's probably going to be the ones that are just their classic form with 0 changes. Those are non-canon. Those aren't in the story. So Sector, Cyrax, Frost. Even though Frost is not in a classic form, it's still what they think is the equivalent. She's probably not born yet. Of course, the dupe characters, because they will have story cameos probably, but they will be in their fully playable form. They will not be the classic forms. The Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero Gunners, not Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Kung Lao, and God knows why Kung Lao has a cameo. I could not tell you. There are so many characters to go into, most notably Boraicho, and we'll get into why Boraicho should really be in this game a bit later on. But Shijinko's cool. Like, look at that, I won't even, thanks for thinking. What a sick fatal blow, and I've never said that about a fatal blow. It's really cool. And he does the cartwheel kick, and I thought, oh, that's just a callback to Lee May. But Sindel does one now as well, I guess. So, yeah, he's just copying moves, and that's awesome. That is such a good way to bring back that gimmick. I really like it. I was curious how they do him, because I was thinking, oh, they'll just have him do 3 moves for the characters. I'm like, well, that would be kind of lame because I actually don't have much options there. But this is so much cooler. His design looks good. The yellow suits him. It wasn't even my problem initially. I just saw it being said a lot that, oh, he looks too much like Shang Tsung, old man Shang Tsung. And I was like, no, you can tell. You can tell. If you know about Shijinko, you can immediately tell that it's Shijinko, not Shang Tsung. At least I could. Although, even in the speedrun disco I'm in, someone who plays Deception, someone who speedruns Deception, they didn't even realize it was Shijinko. So, that's not a good sign, let's be honest. If not a Deception mega fan can identify it as Shijinko. But I had no troubles realizing it was. But when I compared it to the NK11 Shang Tsung model, he has the same beard as him. It's quite strange. And it gets more confusing in this story, and this is why I'm kind of siding with this take, because old man Shang Tsung is wearing yellow. He's wearing fucking yellow. That's not confusing at all. But yeah, he has his deception head. The beard's a bit different because he doesn't have his sideburns, doesn't have his bushy eyebrows. But I mean, besides that, it's pretty accurate. So overall, I am very positive on Shijinko. Okay, if I get the game, and that's a big if, I'd probably main him. Although, how do you even strategize with him if he just takes moves for other characters? I don't know. Tarkin's cool. Again, you can see the metal stuff still, the metal tail. That's so cool. Oh god, I hate this Sindel. I hate this Sindel and the Fatal Blow and Fatalities. Because they use the same hair model for both that we've seen. And she just suddenly grows a bunch of hair and looks fucking goofy as fuck. Looks like a fat little hamster. Matara does some cool shit here. That's neat. Sindel does Who Cares. Who cares? Oh yeah, this is just the end. Alright, we're not showing off Sindel stuff, we don't care. Overall, the cameos are good. The base characters are not. And it's actually become quite the trend, which I'm surprised because I was someone who saw the cameo idea and was like, man, that is stupid. You are stupid for adding that. You little dum-dum idiots. Why you done that? And I mean, I'm not sold on the idea, not at all. It's going to take the full release for me to really form my overall conclusion on it. I mean, I have a conclusion right now, and it's just mixed. I think there are some that are good, some that are bad and waste of a slot Kung Lao. Some that just aren't done faithfully, like Goro and Serena, it seems, although Serena seems to still have some neat stuff. It's just a very strange Ross, and the DLC selection's good, but they also waste a slot on a Johnny Cage who is got like played by the guy he's based off of. I don't care. What you're wasting slots. Maybe he has the green energy, but I mean it's a Premier skin. It's based on his Premier skin. So I'd assume it's not a classic variant. Which is just it's boring. You know, it's just why would you do that? It is just a huge waste of a slot doing that. More so than Kung Lao's probably, because at least Kung Lao's a classic callback. Here we have Shao's bio. They dropped it straight away, but now they're not releasing Sindel's bio because they're so inconsistent with this shit. But Supreme Commander of Outworld's army. But he's the general. We're just giving him multiple military ranks, okay. Born into a proud military family, here we go again. Oh, it's Rain. Shao was expected to become a soldier. And again, they're focusing on this family thing. So why doesn't he have a surname? It's just super weird to just get rid of it. There was genuinely zero need to change it. Because you removed the Khan law. Sindel is referred to as Empress Sindel, which makes sense. Not Sindel Khan. You dropped the Khan shit because it's dumb. And I appreciate that. But then you go on to drop it from Shao's name. My only assumption is Shao's going to, of course, overthrow Sindel and go, haha, you will call me Shao Kahn. But that's dumb. That's just dumb. Just call him Shao Kahn. Just make that his full fucking name. Because where does he get the idea of calling himself Kahn from? Oh my god. But Shao's disability infuriated his father. Here we go again. Another character in this game who has an unnamed father and just no mother figure. How many characters is that now? Genuinely, how many characters is that? We're talking about how, all these character changes are so much for the better when half of them are the same fucking shit. These are just so bad, they are so lazy. They strip so much originality from these characters. This Shao is genuinely infuriating. It is so bad. I don't even care what you do with the character anymore. Like, give him big horns, whatever the fuck. I don't care what you do with him aesthetically at this point. But why would you fuck with his lore like this? He was such a simple character, and now we're going with this sympathetic, he was abused as a child lore. Which I assume is the case, because his father dismissed his son's physicians out of his physicians, so that's cool. that's honestly the best thing to learn from this. He designed an extreme program to build his son's strength and endurance. Years of toil molded Shao Kahn into a physical colossus and forged within him an iron will. He's a perfect soldier, yada yada yada. Lame. So it's just a military experiment. I assume it's experimentation. Now that's the implication here. Rather than, he just had a regular military program. Either way, poor Shao here. Also, why does he have a disability? Again, how does that shit work with the timeline stuff? Did Liu Kang just like glance at him and go, "Oh, you fucker, I'm gonna give you fucking AIDS," right? Like why does he have a disability if he didn't before? Why again? You could have these changes because it's a new time, but you can't just have changes for the sake of change. You can't just have this detail be altered, right? And again, we still know Shao's species. You know, he's got big ass horns now. My theory is this program just involved like DNA tests. His father might be the guy who made the Tarkat disease, because it's not even Shang Tsung, weirdly enough, because he's on about curing the Tarkat disease in the product. We'll get into that. But yeah, it's strange. It's certainly strange. But what I think it is the horns. They're like centaur horns. They're probably bigger. And also he has the scales. So my only assumption is he had like Shokan and centaur DNA spliced into him. Because those are the two big, strong, like the most powerful outward species, right? That's my assumption, and that would kind of make sense, but honestly, I feel like they're not going to explain his appearance again. They aren't. They're just going to ignore it. Even though you didn't need an explanation before, because he was a god, and gods can just have whatever form they want. It was very simple, very effective. And by the way, his old lore was he's the protected god of Outworld, which I think is just Argus now, because Li Mei mentions him, and of course Adenia is just Outworld now, so it might just be Argus. But if not, then where's the protected god? And why isn't it Shao Kahn? It is such a simple thing that calls back to his old lore and would still give him a unique role, and you could still do the betrayal arc if he was the protector god. Because he does the same thing to Onaga. He betrays Onaga, poisons him. You could just do the same thing here. I would be faithful to the character. Again, a change that would still remain faithful to the character. These changes are not faithful to the character. You could have given this lore to Reiko, and no one would bat an eye, because it's just a different character. Oh my god. So, yeah, terrible, really bad. If we're looking at his roster picks again, they make sense. I mean, Shao you could have just avoided, but I don't mind the concept of having Shao Kahn on the roster. I feel Shao Kahn being playable always has that appeal to it, because he's not even playable often. There's the two Everyone Is Here games, of course. Then there's Deception, but only the GameCube version, and Unchained, of course. Then you have MK11. I mean, there's MK versus DC, don't forget that, but most people will not even consider that an MK game, which fair enough. And then MK11 Shao, and now this. But I mean, because I think Shao Kahn, you know, I'm not a huge Shao Kahn fan, especially not like the recent takes on him. Honestly, he kind of fucking sucks past trilogy. I'm a big 3-era fan, but and he's still cool in those games. I'd say he's even cool in MK11, honestly. I actually think he's quite cool because he has some cool gear pieces to actually give him a decent looking design, and his gameplay's pretty fire. Here, he's so lame. Has the goofy ass horns, which I haven't seen anyone praise, because who would like that? And like, why didn't you just keep the 11 head? I don't get it. I know people also make fun of that, but it's a callback to his like the comics, right? So I don't know. It's just unnecessary, isn't it? Change for the sake of change. Shao is like a character you just do not change, because he's just this iconic, very simple villain. Simple but effective. Changing him, you add all this complexity and all this confusion, and it's just going to create more problems than just being beneficial to anything. I don't get it. I'm not a fan. Let's move on to the story. And we're going with IGN because they don't talk.
I have recently discovered a cure-all of unrivaled.
And this is Shang Tsung. I thought it was Shijinko, and I was like, oh, no match for Shijinko, but it's just Shang Tsung.
This elixir is crafted from an ancient recipe.
And yeah, from this angle, head in the shade, you just think, oh, it's Shijinko, because old man in yellow. very dumb decision to make him, Shang Tsung, also wear yellow. Because I can identify the two when I see the face. They have different beard, have different hair, and also not all old Asian men look the fucking same, guys. But you got him in a shade like this, you got him in a very similar attire. That's not a good look. You just gotta think, oh, Shinko. He's going out like, oh, he's got these cures and stuff, medicine.
I'm sure you're asking yourselves, can I afford it?
What a salesman.
But the true question you must ask is, can I afford to be without it?
So you can tell it's Shang Tsung then.
You lie, Shang Tsung.
Yeah, you can tell it's Shang
Your
Tsung.
cures are useless.
And there's this random bozo looking like Conga from the drum arena. Huge ass dude just pulls up.
I'm sorry. You are.
Someone fool enough to have believed you. My daughter was dying when you came to my farm. You promised a miracle, and I gave you all I had. But only days later...
The old sun costume does come across like the 11 costume.
That is impossible.
Just a weird colour.
My magic could not have failed her.
There was no magic!
Yeah,
I took your
for them,
elixir
yeah.
to an imperial
We don't
mage.
know. I
You
mean,
got what she said.
the immediate assumption is that Shang Tsung is just conning people. But he seems genuine here. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have to. So I don't think he is being genuine. But you kind of feel bad for him initially because the whole crowd just beats him up. Like, what the fuck?
Just forging tea!
The mage is mistaken, kind sir. My elixirs are of superior quality. Their efficacy is guaranteed.
He's very calm. I like the voice. I do like his voice. I haven't really had time to think that because, I mean, I was busy thinking, oh, this is Shijinko's new voice. I mean, sure, I guess. Shang Tsung's, this is a new voice for Shang Tsung. I mean, it's definitely very new. But I don't hate it. At least not initially. I think it seems decent. I'm just glad we're moving on from the fucking 95 movie actor. Because he is not Shang Tsung. He is not a definitive voice for Shang Tsung. Get over yourselves, you dumb babies. He's not even the best guy to voice him. That would be Max Crawford. So, cry about it. Cry me a river. I'm hoping we get a voice that better fits Shang Tsung, if that makes any sense. Because that version of Tsung is for the movie Shang Tsung, and it still works for MK11. But this game feels like it's kind of going back to the midway game Shang Tsung, and this could be such copium. Because he's probably going to suck. He's probably going to suck. Let's be honest. He's going to suck in this game. But, I mean, we know stuff like, oh, he kidnaps Reptile's family and, like, forces them to do all this fucked up shit for him. And, like, that is the type of shit Shang Tsung would do. The Shang Tsung I know, that's the stuff he'd do. Genuinely scary motherfucker. MK11 Shang Tsung, oh, he's just a nice bloke who just randomly turns heel. Like he's got no sinister edge, I feel. And MK9 Shang Tsung, everyone agrees, fucking sucks. What a lame bastard. So I'm marginally curious to see how he's done in this. I'm not interested in being like a main villain focus. There are rumors that, I mean, because Quan Chi's also in the story for sure, that we get the Deadly Alliance back. I'd welcome that. That is a duo, like a villain duo that I would actually make sense and suit this game, I feel. But even if they do that, I feel like the focus is very clearly still on Sung over Quan Chi, and that does detract from the appeal, if they even do the alliance. But since Quan's in the story, they're going to have to be on the same side at the very least. I just think like Quan Chi will just come across as like his lackey, essentially, if that's the case. But yeah, they would beat him up. He has some like weird like knee pads with like the green or teal gems. Yeah, that's funny. And yeah, his shop's destroyed or whatever. Poor guy. Poor guy. And yeah, he takes off his little wig and whatnot. Which, that's lame. I mean, I couldn't think of a way that they'd get Old Man sung in the game anyway, beside. So I guess that works as a collector. But that, again, just kind of highlights how much lamer the new timeline is. Where he is just a young guy. Also, I don't know if this is... I think it's Earthrealm, but it might be Outworld because, I mean, it comes across as old-timey. And I think that's just how Earthrealm comes across these days, rather than being Outworld. But I don't know. If he is an Outworld, why? Why is he even in Outworld? I don't know. I think this is actually Earthrealm, no. Actually, no. What am I on about? Tarkat disease. Fuck, no, it is Outworld. It is 100% Outworld. I am wrong. I'm saying shit. I don't know why he's an Outworld. I mean, we can assume at least one of his parents is Earthrealm, one of his parents is Outworlder. If that law's even intact, I don't know. I have no clue what's going on with this Shanks, so maybe we'll get answers. I want answers. Please explain stuff to me. Spoon feed me knowledge.
Your disguise.
And it's Chronica. I didn't recognize her first. Also, she looks black in the lighting here, so I was like, oh my god, it is the Garrus Chronica boss.
If it's revenge you want, have at it. If it's restitution, there's nothing left.
That is a genuinely good voice for someone, I feel. He looks like shit, though. He needs the beard. He needs that goatee. I don't care if it's young Shang Tsung. He needs facial hair. Babyface Tsung does not work. And this is like so many characters have this. He's got a man bun. He has a fucking man bun. Are you kidding me? How does he have a wig on with a man bun on? For one. For two, why does every single character in this game, every single man, why do they look like him? Why do they look like this? Just this clean-shaven, hot motherfucker, baby-face guy with a man bun. Brown hair, man bun. Clean-shaven. The same fucking face. Kwai Liang, fucking Bihan, this guy. Like, what? Why? Why? How many characters is that going to be? It just looks lame. It really does. And we probably won't even get Old Man Sun as playable. And that is like a non-canon alt, of course. Or they do make that costume we see at the start of the costume. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff in the story that just isn't accessible to play with. Because we have a ton of NPC. Yeah. This is the prologue, by the way. Yeah, it's just Chronica again.
Generous offer.
I don't know how she's back, but that probably is something else.
Who else could eke out a living traveling Outworld's hinterlands?
Oh yeah, Outworld. She mentioned Outworld. Yeah, I was confused. I was confused on that. It is Outworld.
Fake magic.
A living. It is barely survival.
And you were meant for more. To live among kings.
Yeah, that's very much Chronica.
Peasants.
That was the same voice. That voice, she has a different voice though.
By those who fear how formidable you could become.
I mean, her design looks decent this time.
This are you.
I am your deliverer, Shang Tsung. Join me, and I will put the realms at your feet.
Then dude just randomly puts on this shading grin. Like, that's a bit fucking random. I'm very sure that this is going to be the exact same plot as MK11 in the sense that it's Chronica recruiting people for the Hourglass. Except she's trying to take it back. That's my only assumption. But God, that's fucking weird. This is coming last chapter now, chapter 1. They are farming. We'll probably skip through a lot of this because it's boring as fuck. A filler chat too if I go Sindel. But yeah, here he is, waffling on and fucking on. On and on and on. About, we were in the fields, we were born for greatness, whatever the hell. This is not coming out. This is the exact opposite of how he'd be in the old games. He just wanted a peaceful life. And now we're doing this. If you're going to do a new timeline, you can at least revert back to some of the old stuff you already fucking changed. But no, double down on it. Double down on it while you're at it. Just keep making Kung Lao this obnoxious prick that I don't care about. And Raiden is just this chill guy because he's Liu Kang. They just did the same dynamic of Liu Kang Kung Lao from the modern games, except now there's not even Liu Kang present. So why would I care? Why would I care for them? Don't go down. They mentioned Madame Bo. This is Madame Bo.
For you too?
Fucking dog shit. Are you having a giggle? This is Boraicho? Are you joking? It is very clear the replacement for Boraicho. Master Bo, right? And they mention how she like teaches them stuff. That is some fucking bullshit. That is genuinely a piss take. You like I don't get it. I thought they liked Boraicho as well because he was in MKX. Let's be honest, Boraicho, outside some of the cameo picks we've seen, in terms of like fully playable characters, Boraicho is the only time NMS has actually an out there character pick. Because all the other times they've actually brought in 3 characters, they are characters who should have been back a long time ago. And now just erasing Boraicho? You could have gave up that Kung Lao cameo slot for a cameo Boraicho. Why? Why the fuck would you erase Boraicho? Genuinely, why would you do that? I cannot fathom it. Other than they will just establish he's an elder god later on. But if you're going to have this mentor figure with the same name, just have Boraicho there. You fucking idiots. Especially like Boraicho having a tea house or whatever. That fits in. It's like fucking so lame. This immediately took me out. Of it. And yeah, look, being a master there. And, you know, some more banter that we don't care about because these are shit versions of the characters. And then they fight to set up, like, their bet or whatever. And, like, they even have, like I guess, like, NPC, like, images there, I guess. I could be wrong about that. That could be the actual icons. But yeah, you saw no cameos. That's not going to be an option, I can guarantee that. It's just going to be for some NPC stuff. They have Kung Lao burp, because funny, Smoke's here. This is probably the last bit of note in this chapter, because the rest of it is filler fights. But, Smoke beats up an old lady, throws her off a balcony, through a table. What the fuck? What? This is the first time I have Smoke show up and he just assaults an old woman? Also, didn't Liu Kang say that, oh, they're like protectors of Earth or whatever? No, this is very much the shady Lin Kuei. I don't get it. And we saw Liu Kang in the background of the tea house. He's just watching. He's having a giggle, you know, even though he fucking made his time. He's like, bad things going on. I'm the protector god of this realm, and I'm going to do fuck all. What a lame-ass character. I cannot stand this. The chapter hasn't been back with bad enough, but I've really highlighted how bad it is. This entire chapter is now filler fights. You had them settling up there, and now you have Kung Lao beating the entire Lin Kuei, immediately making them come across as an uncredible threat. Well done, guys. Good fucking chapter. I'm not going to show you the rest of the chapter because there is nothing. There is nothing of note. They just fight. They just fight the 3 Lin Kuei ninjas. That is it. And you do see, the other thing is you do see like cameo Raiden. I guess we can show that. Look, Raiden, he's not going to be playable, I can guarantee that. But he's got a story model, and I believe he just uses like his story moves, right? And that's what probably separates them. If they have their own unique moves, then they're an actual like playable cameo. If not, they're just for the story. But Shujinko showed you could just have the cameos take other special moves, and it still work and still be balanced. So I really don't know what the excuse is anymore. Because, to my knowledge, the cameos here are just like MK11 levels of assist, when they just have like their own moves. But I don't know why that's not the case in the first place. I was so confused, because I initially thought, oh, the base roster is going to be pickable as cameos, because they can just reuse the moves, and then you'll have 16 unique ones on top of that, creating a huge selection of assists at 40. But no, we have 16 cameos and probably double that in NPCs. Like, that is fucking terrible. You've defeated the point of assists right there. It's so dumb. I can't defend it. It's really bad. And again, I want to like this gimmick because I think there's genuine interest in, like, oh, you got all these classic characters back. But there's not that many because they pick such a small selection, and then they have the duplicate slots, and now you got all these story NPCs. It's just lame. It is just so lame. And again, it kind of shows they haven't learned a fucking thing. They have not learned a damn thing. It's awful. Genuinely. It's just so... It is so unfortunate to see, because I feel like we'll push a big section of cash, be really good. Maybe 60, and we'll get 21 with the DLC, and there'll probably be more, and undoubtedly, at least another 5 when the Inevitable Conan Pack 2 comes out. But then you've got, like, half your cameos are paid DLC, they're fucking assists. And then you have the other half that's just not playable entirely. What reason is there? It's like, seriously, what? Why? I do not get it. I do not get it at all. It's just a shame. And also, of course, we see like NPC version, like it's coming out, doesn't have his hat or whatever. Probably gets rid of his hat moves, assuming he has hat moves. Yeah. It's so whatever. I can't get behind this, basically. And again, it shows we're going to have gameplay about the cameos, but that will not be an option. Although I don't know how it will look in this, because, of course, the reason I thought it wouldn't be possible is because half the fatal blows just give into cameos, and like one throw goes to the cameo, the forward throw, I think. So, yeah, I don't know how it's going to look. I assume the throw you can only do a back throw without a cameo. I guess that's the reason. But I don't know how the fatal blow looks. Maybe they just have it disabled. I don't know. Regardless, there is very clearly a way to have the game without cameos, and they will not make that an option. I will bet a lot on that. Just garbage. Just really, really garbage. The invasion mode looks terrible. World of Light, are you kidding me? World of Light fucking sucks. Oh my god. We know Gear's back in these because you saw we get unlock some gear in the store, but it comes across as more of the same. It really does, which is weird because before it was like, oh, all these changes, but not to the right level. And now I get more the same with the NPC, like missing out content, unplayable shit that has played MK for a while. And it's still going to be around, even though there is no reason when it comes to cameos. There is not even like a balancing reason, because Shinko showed that you can just give the cameos the special moves to the playable characters, and it works just fine. So I really don't know what reason there is. I don't get it. Just a shame. It really is just a shame. And yeah, I can't imagine myself liking the invasion mode, especially depending on the length of it, at least. Very much the crit replacement, and not a good one at that. It's single player content, but boring single player content. But assuming all the unlockables are in that mode, assuming that mode can actually be completed, and also the story mode, of course, is unlockables. Assuming you get everything from those two modes, that's fine. I don't think that's the case, though. They'll probably do their Combat League bullshit. Of course, they'll have DLC skins. They'll probably have limited time DLC skins. We know the item shop's back because they mentioned those dragon coins or whatever. So, oh my god. I cannot get excited for this. I really cannot. There are, like, things I do like, right? I will give them credit when it's due, or when I like something. But every time I see something, like, they then immediately show me something, I'm like, oh man, this fucking sucks. It's just a shame. It really is. I don't really have anything else to add. We are very close to release. and then I could probably give my full thoughts. But right now, I'm still not interested. Cameo Shinko, Cameo Mataro, they are cool. That's all I gotta say. That's positive at least. So, see ya. Bye.